same bar, John Hogg, or James, I think it was, walks into the bar with his dog, and he says to the barman, he says, "This is an amazing talking dog." And the barman says, "Aye, how are you doing today, dog?" And the dog says, "Oh, terrible. Haddington's lost again at the rugby." And the barman says, "That's absolutely bloody amazing, John." He says, "What the hell does it say when Haddington wins?" And John says, "I can't, I've only had it for 3 years." Now getting back to Michael and Kirsten. Now I've kept Michael, as I say, since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And I've kept Kirsten for a wee while through Young Feminists. And I'm one of the few folk that know how they actually met. In fact, it's a very unusual way they met, in that they were both dating the same girl at the same time. Michael, of course, they always exchange Christmas presents, as normal. And Kirsten says to Michael, she says, "Well, what do you want for your Christmas this year, Michael?" And he says, "Well, I'd like something to wear and something to amuse myself with." So Kirsten bought him trousers with holes in the pockets. Now, I'd like to also introduce a great stalwart of South Mid, Andrew Lorraine Smith. Andrew, would you like to stand up so everyone can see you?
It's got a bit red there.
I was running at Andrew's place the other day, and Andrew said, "It's been a bad day, Jim." I says, "What's wrong, Andrew?" He says, I've had to shoot my best coup." I says, "Well, what was wrong? Was it like mad?" And he says, "Well, put it this way, it wasn't the best pleased." And his good wife, she said she makes his sandwiches as ever. And Andrew was eating his sandwiches, his peace box, out in the field. And he says, "Gosh, this is funny tasting stuff in here, but it's quite good." So he gets the mobile phone, and he says, where did he get the filling for the sandwiches? What is it?" And she says, "Oh, it's crab paste." And he says, "Where did you get that?" She says, "Boots."
Yeah. I feel the colour.
Just go ahead.
Give it 2 minutes.
It's great that we still have Young Feminists clubs, and I'm sure you all realise that agriculture is very close to allied trades, and some of the allied trades are very good at building close relations with Young Farmers clubs. In fact, even myself, and at Christmas time, I received a bottle of whiskey from Harborough from the soya order I gave them, and it's, I hear of people actually getting presented with bottles of wine and such likes for crop spray offers. And it's actually there's a company out there that's asked me to do a presentation tonight because of their best customer is actually here tonight, and I'm very privileged to be doing the award here right now because Grace Hill Knackery has asked me to award Bruce Lambie.
Go on, Bruce! Bruce! Go on, Bruce!
We're in the same company without you, Bruce.
That was coming.
Not only that, Bruce, like myself, is incredibly musically talented. In fact, we're looking here, ladies and gentlemen, at the greatest violin player of his generation. The trouble was, he had to get up because he didn't get which chin to play it on. A while ago, I was watching The Simpsons, and these two aliens in The Simpsons called Kudos and Quedos. And Kudos and Quedos were looking down at southern Scotland, and they see this fellow walking along the street. And Kudos says, "Where the hell is that? We're going to have to investigate this life species here." And Quayle says, oh, it's Bruce Lambie. What's he doing? So they looked in the other, and he's gone along the street going, I love to go a-wandering. Okay, I think we should suck out some of his brain and find what's going on in here. Right enough, so we'll get 10% of his brain. So they've been doing and suck out some of Bruce's brain. So what can we find for this brain sample? Nothing much. What's he doing down there? And so they looked in again, and he's going, Kumbaya, Kumbaya. We'll hit it, beam down and suck out Mary's brain. So we'll go for 50% of his brain this time. So they beam down and suck out 50% of his brain and look at it. And I said, what do you find, Quados? And Quados says, no much. So I says, well, what's he doing? And he's walking along the street going, if you're happy, I'm going to yeah, right, I think we should suck out 100% of his brain and just find out what the hell's going on in here. And Quayle says, he can't do that, that's immoral. You'll leave the man absolutely brainless and retarded. You can't do this. You can't do this. And Quayle says, bung it, right, zoom down and suck out 100% of his brain. And they never found nothing. And he says, what's he doing now? And so they looked down. And he's playing hooker for Watsonians rugby. Now, it's dawned on me that quite often, as I say, I've always come up to South Bend. I've come up quite a lot here in South Bend, and I've always enjoyed sitting in the audience, and I've always looked up at this old git that's up here speaking, and I always feel that, you know, as I say, now I'm the old git, and I look out upon the audience here tonight, and I always think that the young farmers are getting younger and younger, but I think there's something else coming into play. I used to watch the old git stand up here speaking and say, young farmers, it's what you get out is what you put in. And I used to sort of send me to sleep every time they say it, but now I'm getting older, I'm starting to realise that they were actually right. Young farmers really has given me so much, and as I say, while I'm not going to stand here and preach here to say what you put in is what you get out, you only get out what you put in, that sort of thing. But I will say that I envy you all as younger members of the Young Farmers with your young farmers' lives, so to speak, in front of you. And my advice certainly would be that throughout Young Farmers, regret the things you did and not the things you didn't, and treat tomorrow as a gift, and you'll be fine. Young farmers, certainly, as I say, it's given me so much. Make sure that you realise that in Young Farmers, when you hear the word conference, that actually stands for piss up. Yeah, Andrew Lawrence Smith's going, yeah. And I've been to so many conferences in my time, whether it be East, West, National Fair at Blackpool, and many visits over to Ulster. And certainly, if you don't have a good piss up, what I can guarantee you all is that you will meet so many great and crazy people. It will be one hell of an experience for you. Certainly, that the highlight of my time in Young Farmers must surely be the international exchange I did. And I would say to anyone out there who's in the Young Farmers, if you're going to do one thing in Young Farmers and one thing only, make sure it's an international exchange. I had the privilege of spending 3.5 months in Canada.
Yay.
One of the greatest things I'd done. I got to see the land of the Rockies, Niagara Falls, pool parties, cowboys, and the odd cowgirl. I can't help but think that Danielle over there and Heather here would make absolutely great cowgirls if only they could keep their calves together. And I'm going to stick to that. And I'd just like to say what a pleasure it's been here, what a privilege it's been to be asked to speak in front of such a distinguished audience tonight. For those of you in the Young Farmers, make the most of it. For those of you that's going up to Fort William tomorrow, I envy you. And everybody, let's make the best of tonight. And if you'd all like to stand with me and raise your glasses to South Mid, JC.
Just wrong, eh?